Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake-up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul, and we are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And we're going to be doing that with my deck of I Am cards. I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Good morning, Brenda, Jean, Lauren, Grant, Amanda. It's nice to see you guys today. A bit of a subdued wake-up call today. I have a bunch of stuff going on in my world. I'm sure that you guys are. It might not have hit national news yet, but the island of Maui experienced an incredible natural disaster. The town of Lahaina has essentially burned to the ground, like the entire town. And so it's a bit of a subdued call today. And nevertheless, we're going to continue to say good stuff about us, because no matter what happens in the world and how it affects us, the fact is that our internal monologues still dictate the way that we react to situations. So we're going to pull a card today, and we're going to affirm something nice about us. And then we're going to say it out loud. We're going to write it down, and ultimately we are going to change the course of our lives by changing our own internal monologue in it. So without further ado, the card today is I am patient. I am patient. I act when the time is right. So I am patient. I act when the time is right. Speaking of the time being right, my alarm is going off. How funny that is. Excuse me for just a moment. All right, I'm back. Anyways, so I am patient. I act when the time is right. Are you patient? You are patient. You act when the time is right, too. So good morning to all of my friends who are here today. We are patient people. You know, there's a time and a season for everything. And I chose this imagery because it was it has both a sun and moon, a stars on it. It also has a clock on it. And you know, in the end, there's a time as represented by the clock below. There's a season as represented by the clock above. There's a time and a season and a purpose for everything. And even when we don't entirely understand why things are happening, there's nevertheless still an appropriate way for us to behave in it. And so I've got a lot of stuff happening in my world right now. And so, I recognize that there's a time and a place for it. So we are patient people. I'm going to write that down in the chat and say that I am patient. I act when the time is right. Brenda Jean says that she is patient. For her, patience is really about acceptance. She has a really hard time with physical downtime and not being able to move or stretch or exercise, and quickly becomes depressed. She has to remember that she has a lot of agency and be patient with her body as it heals. I understand that. I helped Brenda Jean with her body that was not really cooperating all that much yesterday. And I understand. Yeah, I guess I can see patience as being that way, as well as being also about acceptance of what is, and recognition that no amount of my hurrying is going to make what is change any faster. The spiritual teacher, I think it's Esther Hicks, has a book called Loving What Is, and it's really all about understanding that we don't have too much control about what is currently happening, but we do have control about how we feel in it. And I know that for myself, I have a whole swirl of emotions happening for a lot of different reasons. Some of them are making national news right about now. Other ones are not. But I have a whole slew of emotions, and that it's important for me to realize that doing something is not always the right answer. That sometimes the right answer is to just sit with it and feel my own feelings, and to recognize that my own feelings are valid. And so I feel like at this point I'm very much in shock. I'm in shock, and that I just need some time to process that shock. So I am patient, and I act when the time is right. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. It's going to be a bit of a short wake-up call today. I have a lot of people that I'm contacting and things that are going on in my world. But this is our reminder that we can be patient, that we can, that sometimes we have something to do, some we have some action to take, and sometimes that the action that we can take is nothing more than loving our friends, loving our family, praying for people who are affected by events that are so much larger than we can even comprehend at this moment. And so we are patient and we act when the time is right. There's a time for acting. There's a time for refraining from acting. And so at this point, my challenge is to do the right actions. And for me, those right actions have been reaching out to friends and telling them that I love them, and making sure that they're safe, and spreading the word for those people who have been profoundly affected. And I know quite a few who have been. I know quite a few people who have lost homes and pets and potentially even family members, and it's a really heavy thing. Anyway, I'm patient. I act when the time is right. The time is now right to close the wake-up call. I want to say thank you so much for being here, for loving me and supporting me and giving me all the hugs, the digital ones and the physical ones. So good morning, Brenda Jean and Lauren and Grant and Amanda, April and Frank, and we got and Shauna and Lauren and Donna and Frank. And so thank you guys all for being here and for commenting. I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. where the time will once again be right for another wake-up call, and we will see what the future holds together. Anyways, a quick reminder as we depart that I love you and care about you, and believe all of these things are true for you, just as I believe that they're true for me. And I will talk to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Aloha.